Hi there, I'm Amy Griffiths and I'm one of the journalists in Manx Radio's newsroom, and you're listening to Newscast.
Andy Lees, Director of Forestry Immunity Lands for DEFA.
Andrew Neal, Forester for DEFA.
So we are here at Archallagan plantation, and I think because it's been closed to the public for a few weeks now, for a few months, people wouldn't necessarily realise the scale of the changes that have had to happen here because of the storm damage. And they can see trees that have been cut down for what feels like miles. There's thousands of them, isn't it? So what kind of work has been going into actually getting this done?
Well, basically this was to clear up the devastation after the storms in December and January. We sold the timber as standing race basically to a UK company who engaged with a contractor to come over, fell the trees, process the trees, sell the timber onto UK markets, even retain some of the timbers ourselves really.
Because that's something that people forget as well, isn't it? You know, we walk through the plantations, we love them, we enjoy them, but at the end of the day, they're a crop and they are a commercial asset, aren't they?
They are, and unfortunately, most of our plantations on the island are all even aged. So they're planted in P50s, P60s. So with the commercial crop element, they're a 50-year rotation. These are over 60, 70 years of rotation now, so they're over and above when they should be felled. So with more and more extreme weathers, or we're getting winds, rains and things like that, they're getting more susceptible to wind throw because they're over and above that critical height. So we have to do something with them before they get worse.
And then being able to, there's only a finite amount of timber that we need here on the island, so actually being able to make some money off it as well is no bad thing.
Absolutely, because hopefully what we'll get then is what we've sold and what monies we get, we can reinvest into these areas we can replant, we can more diversity, we can do different plantation, trees, hardwoods, softwoods. There's always going to be a bit of commercial element required, but we can alter the structure of the plantation. It's like an open canvas now. We can alter it so we get more recreation as well. We can plan things differently than what we used to be doing.
Because you see what's been done at South Barrule, and it's amazing what they've got, the setup they've got there. So could you do something like that here?
Absolutely, that's the plan. Anyways, we will do more recreation. So we'll be in contact. There's a wagon coming through.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We'll be in contact with a recreation officer. We got our own recreation officer. We got external recreation people as well. We'll be in touch with, and we can show them what we've got, and they can design things and what they would desire really.
And as you say, the wagon has just driven past, and it is full to the brim with timber. So how many wagon loads, is that a stupid question? Do you have any idea just how many wagon loads it's taking? Because all of this is going up to Ramsey to be shipped off, isn't it?
Yeah, the majority of it is going to Ramsey. There's normally around about 30 wagon loads for a boat load of timber to go out. And I think there's been 5, maybe 6 boat loads gone out now.
Wow, and probably still a fair few more looking at the amount of timber that's still left here as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And in terms of the crop itself and how things have changed, and have you seen much of an impact of climate change on the trees that we have here?
Well, we're getting a bit more disease. We've had Phytophthora ramorum, which is basically a pathogen, airborne pathogen that attacks the top of the trees through mists and things like that and rainfall. So larch, it was affecting the larch there. So we've had a lot of dead larch around the place. So this also gives us opportunity to clear these dead areas as well, and we can plant some more healthier trees in.
And that's it. And the thing with planting trees is it's not exactly a quick process. So what we're seeing here at the moment, it is going to be looking like this for quite some time now while that crop is regrown. Yeah,
it'll take 5 to 6 years really to establish, and then you'll see a bit of a difference then. At the minute you'll just see brash and tree stumps and things like that, and people won't see the trees because there'll be small trees that we put in, and to get basically to get the growth properly on them.
And other Andy, if I come to you now, so in terms of the amount of resources that this has taken to be able to actually do this from DEFA's side of things, like how many resources have you been putting into this?
So in terms of resources, we have quite a small team. So we literally have 2 foresters. So we have Wal and we have Gary, and then we've got Jason, who's the head of forestry. So yeah, the 3 foresters have actually worked through, got Euroforest across, and actually arranged for the wood to be sort of exported to the UK. So it is a very, very small team, and we're relying on the expertise of Euroforest to help us manage the whole site going forward. But yeah, no, it is a small team. We don't have hundreds of people.
And of course, I mean, and we are just standing in one of the plantations. Of course, this is not the only one on the island to have been affected by storm damage. So how much more work have you got to then be able to clear those ones too?
There's a significant amount of work to do. So we're likely to go into South Barrule sort of post-TT. We have got harvesting plans going forward. So it's not just a one-off. For us to manage the forests effectively, we have to manage it on a weekly, on a monthly basis. This isn't something that we'll do this and leave it for another 50 years. It's constant. So once we've done South Barrule, we have other harvesting sites. It's just that Archallagan and South Barrule, just because it's used massively by the general public, you will see whole-scale landscape change. You know, where you were seeing trees for 50, 60 years, the trees have gone. So, you know, please be prepared to actually seeing the openness. You can see the Manx Hills and everything else. But it's an ongoing thing for us. This isn't, we'll do this and then we'll stop doing. We're already looking at what the future harvesting plans will be and replanting plans. So whilst we're harvesting, we're of course looking at what we're going to replant and replant the right tree in the right place. You know, the thing about the plantations, it is a commercial crop. It provides revenue for DEFA, but also provides outdoor recreation for everybody else. So whilst we've got a blank canvas at the moment, as you can see up at Archallagan, we have an opportunity of putting some new bike trails in, footpaths in, so we can actually open it up a little bit more.
And just driving through the plantation, you can really see a marked difference in the landscape of the site because so much of it is gone. But actually, we were just looking at a map before and you can see the zones that have been harvested and there is still so much of the plantation left. So it looks drastic, but actually there is still a lot here.
Yeah, I mean, if in terms of where we're looking at, I don't know, 70% of it is still being retained. It's as you drive in, you see it from the road edge, it looks a massive area. But Archallagan is a large plantation, so yeah, there is an awful lot, and even in terms of where people are talking about the biodiversity, etc. You know, we were standing here, the birds are singing, you can pick everything else up. So it has got wildlife, and the foresters before any harvesting do check to make sure there are no nesting birds, etc. So we do take it absolutely seriously when we start harvesting.
So in some ways, while maybe your hand's been forced by the storms and the storm damage, actually this provides quite an exciting opportunity for the future of the island's plantations.
Yeah, it does. It's an absolute opportunity. One, it provides revenue. Two, it allows us to manage the forests. You know, we can't just plant and leave it for the next 50, 60, 70 years. We've got to proactively manage. But also where we harvest, we have an opportunity of changing what we do within it. So different species of trees, different type of recreational use. So it is like starting afresh again. So I know it's an exciting time. We will see changes and changes for the good.
Looking around, we can see there is still a lot to do, and there are some massive bits of kit here working on these trees. So is that part of the reason why these plantations have to stay closed, and you really do need people's help in staying away from them?
I think, yeah. I mean, we don't close plantations. We don't close plantations on a whim. We have got, as you're saying, some huge pieces of kit. We have people walking into the harvesting site, people walking dogs, motorbikes, and cyclists as well. Every time somebody walks in, we have to stop, or the team have to stop what they're doing and check. And it gets to a point where every time these people come in, you're delaying the actual plantation opening. You know, the harvesters will literally stop and then check everything again. You know, if we let the harvesters continue with no interruptions, we can get these plantations open a lot quicker. At the moment, where the trees are actually fallen, they are dangerous. Please do not walk under fallen trees. It's crazy.
And just driving in, there are so many signs saying plantation closed, road closed, access closed, no access, pretty much every sort of prohibiting sign under the sun, and yet people are still ignoring it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you know, you'll see it coming up at the weekend. We have colleagues asking people to leave closed areas of South Barrule or Archallagan. As you're saying, there is signage everywhere. You know, if people obey the signage, we can get the harvesting done a lot quicker and open the plantations for people. Every time somebody comes in, we stop and it delays the opening. You know, there is a point in time where we're going to have to say, well, hang on, we just have to move away and just permanently close this area. We don't want to do that. We just want to get it harvested and then reopened.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.